How's it going, gamers? Coming at you today with an updated take on Dragonite for Pokemon Pocket. We got Mantike in our latest expansion, which in tandem with Pichu means we have access to baby Pokemon to provide both different energy types that our Dragonites need to be attacking. This allows you to smooth out some of, albeit not all, of the energy variants that this archetype experiences, and it allows you to be extra aggressive when going second, allowing you to start cracking with Giga Impact for 180 points of damage on the second turn of the game. Our copy of Baby Dragonair as well as Baby Dragonite gives us some flexibility to evolve more consistently, so we're not just dependent on hitting our rare candies and Dragonite EXs, and they give us elegant answers to opposing copies of Oricorio that fit very cleanly into the archetype. For people who aren't super familiar with EX Dragonite, Lyra is a key combo card with it. Its Giga Impact stops you from attacking the following turn, but if you Lyra your damaged Dragonite out and then retreat back into it, similar to the dance that Buzzwole does, it clears that effect and allows you to Giga Impact 2 turns in a row. If you're like me, Dragonite's one of your favorite Pokemon, I think you can play this deck list and feel pretty reasonable about it. It's had a few results in our community tournaments, and it pulled me from Ultra 3 up over the Ultra 4 hump, racking up a few dozen MMR points and a 6-match win streak at one point. If you enjoyed today's games, make sure you smash the button, and if you're interested in seeing more competitive off-meta decks in Pokemon Pocket, make sure you're subscribed to Hoaglandia Pocket here on YouTube. For the rest of the day, enjoy this one. There's not been a lot of SB on EV. You can tell that this deck has a bad Suicune matchup. It's been pretty pushed out. What deck have you liked the most so far this expansion? I really like the Jump Bluff decks. I think they're sweet. Get a lightning energy off of this. Pichu probably dies. Can you trade Umbreon EX deck? I don't think Umbreon's a competitive card. I don't think any of the decks that it goes in are particularly interesting or compelling. It's not a card I'm likely to spend time playing. Thanks, I think. Get our Twinkly Call on here. This technically makes us slightly more likely to have a rare candy next turn. Thins a non-rare candy card, non-research out of our deck. Gives us an extra card for the Ionos. Iono's a really weird card to have in their archetype. Well, it's not one you usually see. we do this and we smack them for 80? It's smacking them for 50, really, because they're going to heal 30. The Iono here hopefully makes the second Sabrina less likely, because that's one of their win conditions at this point. Baby Dragonite is really pretty mediocre against the opponent's archetype, unfortunately. They have so many 140 hit pointers, and they have ways to heal. Wow, wild selection of supporters in the opponent's deck. All right, I need EX Dragonite. We have 2 EX Dragonites and a Pokemon Communication and 5 cards. Assuredly, they're not the bottom 3. Perfect. All right, dodge a Sabrina. We can dodge a ball. Have you tried Entei and Incineroar? I haven't tried Entei and Incineroar yet, but we played some Infernape and Incineroar, and I think, or sorry, Entei Infernape, and I think Entei's really good with any of the Stage 2 Fire Pokemon. That one is not quite enough, Gamer. Lyra do be coming. Our cape being instrumental here as well, obviously. So again, Lyra lets us mitigate the downside of Giga Impact. It does not count as a retreat, but it gets this out of the active spot and clears its effect. And then when we retreat back in, we get to Giga Impact again. What would a disruption deck look like in Pocket, Jeff? Pocket doesn't have meaningful disruptive effects in it. A disruption deck isn't a thing you could build in the current card pool. My understanding is when the disruptive cards are good in paper Pokemon, they have effects that like lock out Pokemon abilities and stuff like that. Their text boxes are very, very different than what happens than what we currently have in the Pocket card pool. Maybe at some point in the future we'll get good disruptive cards. But as of right now, we do not have them. Are we cooked, gamers? I think we're cooked. Too many babies. Jeff, what do you think good hand disruption would look like in Pocket? It would look like Silver, only it would discard it instead of putting it back into the deck. And also, just for the record, just to make it abundantly clear my position on them, I think it's a good thing that Pocket doesn't have good hand disruption. As someone who spent decades playing against Thoughtseize and Duress in Magic the Gathering, playing against good hand disruption kind of sucks. And I'm plenty happy that the hand disruption in this game is aggressively mediocre. I think this game is more fun because the hand disruption is not great. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to open a daycare here, gamers. Got too many babies. If we find a piece of candy next turn, we could slam this Gyarados. Right? If we find a Dragonite, we can slam this Gyarados. And they marsed me into a research. I just need to not lose the 2 out of 9 to lose. I need to keep these 2 energies. They lost their own energy. All right. 100% of the time, I want to put my Cleffa up, or Cleffa or Pichu, because they have free retreat costs. We got 3 draws of Dragonite. 2 more draws of 2 Dragonites. Unlucky. I need them to not take my water energy, chat. Them taking their own energy last turn means that, them taking their own energy last turn means that they weren't able to build up a back one. Do I ever baby Dragonite here? Is that crazy? There's the obvious high roll of I could win the game on the spot. This is worse against Sabrina. Oh, I guess against Sabrina I can rare candy out backup Dragonite too. So we're not dead to Sabrina. I think I like this. That's close though. You can overkill with this. What an easy game. Never doubted Dragonite. I'd like to dedicate this game to the person that asked if we should cut the baby Dragonite earlier. This one goes out to you. Dratini lead while going first is really not ideal here. Let's find some babies. Slide these on out here. Honestly, kind of hoping for another water energy under this since we pulled Pichu. So that way I could water energy retreat this, throw a lightning on it. And let Pichu take the lead hit here. Nice. Given the inconsistency of Baby Dragonite, wouldn't you be better off swapping it for another support card? So I think your framing of that is a really interesting assertion. So you're asserting to me that Baby Dragonite makes my deck less consistent, when the reality is it's the opposite. This deck is playing Baby Dragonite for 2 reasons. The first is that it gives you a 3rd stage 2 to evolve into, letting you hit a powerful finisher more consistently than you otherwise would be without it. And 2, because it's a baby Pokemon, it is reasonable into or a Choreo as an answer to that potential problem that you have. This is potentially problematic for us. I think this is a game where I potentially want to set up 2 Dragonites. Sad to lose that, but it is what it is what it is. Okay, sure. And now that they did this, I think this is we're actually gonna do Dragonite EX now, yeah? Because that puts them forever away from having enough energy on this one. Just drop a Giga Impact here. People always ask me when I'm going to stop making fun of Red Card. I'll stop making fun of Red Card when it stops being terrible. So basically never. Like that game right there, right? It's just a textbook example of what people always say where they're like, this is where Red Card is good. And it's just like, it can functionally do nothing even when it's at its absolute best. It's a card just like you could not, it's statistically terrible. All the math behind it says it's bad. It's just a pure vibes-based, this is good disruption. With my next energy being lightning here, I am not going to retreat with this water, because if there's more lightning underneath it, I might not have access to a water energy. Sylveon with fire energy. Could be a Flareon deck, but this could also be a Charizard holdover from last season. What a really appropriate game to have happening after I just got done giving the lecture where sometimes your opponent's gonna brick and die and there's nothing they can do about it. And this is, you know, it's a very human concept. You never heard me talk about the concept of negativity bias before. And that's this very inherently human thing where we as people remember things that were bad that happened to us much more vividly than things that were neutral or positive. So, like, despite this game being really bad for my opponent, it's going to stand out in my mind less than a game that was, like, really bad for me. All right, they have the Stokesard. That being said, I'm ready to drop a Draco here. And if they don't have a cape and I top deck big Dragonite, we just get to end it on the spot. Charizard's just stoked to be here, gamers. All right, buddy, drop a Draco. Yeah, we take that. Getting at least 100 on here is great. Obviously, ideally, we would have put 150 or 200 on here, but It's better than a super low roll. Their Steam Artillery is not remotely enough to clear us out. And then there's literally not a combination of Draco Meteor here that doesn't win the game, right? If two go here, we win. If 3 go here, we win. There's got to be some combination of 2 versus 3. All 4, that'll do, pig. Yeah, they would have needed a cape, and then I would have needed to put 3 on the Charizard and 1 on the Eevee. And even then, I had a backup Dratini in the background, so, like, wouldn't have been just dead. And we get a baby. An ideal baby, but fine. What do you think of the specific Dratini and Dragonair in this deck, or do they not matter that much? I actually think they matter a lot. I think you absolutely want to be playing the 2 that I'm playing. You want a Dratini that always attacks for 20 no matter what your starting energy is, and you want a Dragonair that clears Oricorio in 1 shot. Uh, 50% to give us a Dratini. Nice. Shame this isn't an energy baby. Mustard Machine, thanks for re-upping that Prime. Appreciate the 3rd of a year. Welcome back. Those bits of direct support are a big part of why I'm able to do what I do. Thanks for keeping me around. Bye, friends. Speaking of Dragonair, this one looking pretty good here, huh? Good chance we find Dragonite, but we could just tail spec them next turn too, potentially. Fair. Just X, thanks for the 2 years. It's a long time. Welcome back. Good morning, good morning. Guess we'll use this. Part of me wants to not give them extra targets. And next turn we can Dragonite Lily and then crack them with the big one. So this is a 4 energy attack, so we need to wait to start charging this one up. Get to take it all the way back up to 180 here. Drop a Draco like it's hot. Getting two knockouts here is a big deal. Makes us fairly likely to be able to clean them out. Another Celesteela is good for them. They need HP pools for this this Draco Meteor to hopefully not clean them. I need to flip some heads to be in the game here though. All right, drop it like it's hot. Well, hopefully our Dratini's gonna be able to win the game. They don't have any energy in their bin, so they can't big beat me this turn. Because this is a 4 energy retreat cost, so they can't like retreat and then Lucamine. And if they hit heads with this, the Dratini cleans it. They're just taking their pound of blood on the way out the door, it would seem. That's fair, honestly. X speed plus Lucamine could get us with the Buzzwole. That's just so unlikely. Opponent's deck's never playing X speed. Or a Celesteela deck. I know, Con. Thanks for hitting the button again. Appreciate the 27 months. Welcome back. Fallen Squirrel. Thank you for re-upping that primer. Appreciate the 10 months. Good morning, good morning. I think I want to draw a dragon here. Says local man about to draw Pichu. Do I want to give them 2 points here? That makes me worse against Sabrina. So I think the answer is no. I think we candy the Dragonite. And then we pivot the Cleffa out and let them tap us for 20. And they can take their first point here. We'll take our first point, and then we've got the Lyra set up to clean out the Buzzwole afterwards. This switch up also ensures that damage gets marked on the Dragonite, in order for them to take their first point, because the Lyra needs my active to be damaged in order to switch it out. So we're explicitly not going to Lily here, because I want damage marked on this thing, so we can Lily it out. Are they just betting on no Lyra? Don't bet against the house, gamer. Pheromosa makes a mess of babies. It's too bad that deck doesn't do well against Greninja. I mean, it's also just like none of the best decks are really playing a bunch of babies either. Gamers are always so obsessed with how to beat up on decks that are like B tier. It's like, yeah, these decks are B tier because there's counters. I get it. And also, like, I think we're 2-0 against Buzzwole today. So the Pheromosa has really not felt that problematic, if we're being honest. That's one of those things that's eternally true again, eternally true in all card games, whether it's Pocket or Snap or Magic the Gathering. You'll be working on this B tier deck like Dragonite, and gamers will come in and be like, "But Jeff, what about this thing that counters your B tier deck?" It's like, yeah, you got me. GG. We'll go next. It'll be fine. So that's how card games work. There's counters. Lucas Marks, thanks for the almost 2 years. Appreciate that. Welcome back. Wow, another Dragonite beer? Wake up, sheeple. %66% to be a baby. A dragon. A dragon! 33% to be a baby. Baby would not have been ideal. A dragon, however, quite ideal. I feel like one of my takeaways from playing this deck so far is the one Mantike and the one Pichu have really helped the energy variance more than I was expecting them to. Decline giving them a free point here. Take a draw. Yes, Cleffa also adds a little bit of consistency from the stage 2 problem. Of a consistency perspective, agree. Yep. And then I actually can't put the Dragonite up here, right? Without a cape. One Pokeball, one Dratini, and a Dream. So I have a Dratini, a Dragonair, and a Pichu in my deck. So this communication is going to be 1 and 3 if I don't draw one of those next turn. Want to set up this baby Dragonite for sure though. Although maybe it's just second big Dragonite. These are a few of my favorite things. Yeah, taking the thing that's not like the other makes a lot of sense. Oh, do I want a baby dragon or do I want a EX dragon, chat? I think I want to communicate for the 1 and 3. Chat seems very confident I want the babies. This is probably wrong, but I'm gonna humor you. The upside is I could lose a baby and a baby Dragonite. Unlucky. Oh, do they have Dragonair? Nope. Okay. One cape, one research, 4 cards. I'm just not playing anything, right? No, I should, because I can work up second Dragonite EX. Does it matter? It doesn't matter. I think we're cooked to, we're gonna be cooked to a Sabrina one way or another, yeah? They're gonna find me, they're gonna get me. One day, maybe next year. 66% tap by Cape next turn. 66%. Hey, look, a cape. Well, they're just dead to the cape. Cool. What an awkward mirror. I must